For years, the Ferndale Eagles suffered defeat after defeat, but last year they placed a respectable 5-4. This year so far, their experience and quickness has earned them a 5-0 record. The Avondale Yellow Jackets last year had won all of their MOAC League games. This year, however, Avondale has switched to the Oakland Activities Conference with all new opponents. So far this year, the Yellow Jackets are 2-3. Tonight, the Ferndale Eagles look to remain undefeated as they battle the Avondale Yellow Jackets on the TCI Sports Game of the Week. The TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight from Avondale High School, it's the Ferndale Eagles taking on the Avondale Yellow Jackets. Hello again, everyone. Dave Zorin along with Jack Roberts as we see this contest between these two teams. Jack, two teams that are kind of battered a little bit, but Ferndale comes in with some very explosive weapons.
Oh, yeah. When you look at Ferndale 5-0, ranked in the state, ranked in the Metro, one of the tougher teams in the league, led by Alvin Jones, a 6'5 senior, and Dave, just a total superstar. 6 touchdowns. He's just a big play man. He's 6'5. He's a track champion in 3 events, and our viewers are going to see one of the state's finest players tonight.
Now, we also saw Alvin Jones at our 3-point slam dunk contest that we do in the summer, and he just did a great job in that, too.
Yeah, he can just do it all, and he's got a lot of teammates. This is one of Ferndale's best teams in the history of the school. Head coach Jim Pleek has been doing it for over 30 years, but look for another guy, Dante Reed. Deontay can really get up the field. This team is nothing but speed.
Yep, that's what we see from the Ferndale side. From the Avondale side, they've got a couple of players that have been hurt, so that's going to hurt them in terms of some team size.
Yeah, one of the big losses is Chris D'Amico. One of their big linemen went out in the last game. I think they're really going to miss him. But they have some big guys that can make up for D'Amico's absence. That would be Kurt Rushlow and Mark Hatcher. When you look at the Avondale team, they're one of the bigger teams in the league, but making the jump from the MOAC to the OAA, I think they're still adjusting.
Yeah, and we talk about Avondale, we have to talk about Saylor, one of the key players for them. He does it all for them.
Yeah, John Saylor, number 20, great kid senior, running back. He returns kicks for him. Also one of the best wrestlers in the state. Saylor has a lot of speed. It's a matter of can he get free and get out in the open. If he can, I think he could break one.
Okay, we saw Avondale earlier in the year beat a team like Southfield, very similar to the style that Ferndale has here. So it could be an interesting game. That game was only 6-0.
Yeah, they've had a lot of close, in all their losses, really it's come down to the last 2 or 3 minutes. But if they can keep Alvin Jones and Dante Reed kind of sidelined, keep it close, get it late in the game, they got a huge crowd. I think it could play a factor. They might be able to pull the upset.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge crowd, a very cool night, great night for football. It's homecoming here at Avondale, and we'll have the kickoff right after these messages. Stay with us. The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak. Buy 1 burger, get 1 free when you mention TCI Sports. Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. And by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this: $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Avondale High School for homecoming day, and they have some very angry visitors in here, the Ferndale Eagles. As we take a look at last year's records, 2-3 in the conference for Ferndale, 5-4 overall. And Avondale, 7-0 in the conference, 8-1 overall, but last year they were in the MOAC. Things are a little different now this year in the Oakland Activities Association. Here are the current records. Ferndale at 2-0 in the conference, 5-0 overall, 2-2 in the conference for Avondale, 2-3 overall. And a lot of those losses, 3 of those losses, in talking to Tony Messina, could have been avoided easily.
Yeah, they were in those games all the way down. All 3 losses, the deciding factor came with less than 3 minutes to go. I think a little bit of that has to do with a lot of his players go both ways. Coach Messina has been doing it for nearly 30 years. And he just said, you know, we're a little bit depleted tonight for injuries, but if we can keep the game close, control the clock a little bit, we can turn it around. There's Coach Plikas on the other side. And I think he's the longest-running coach active in Michigan with a 34 years experience.
And we are underway. The Eagles pick it up on the return and just hammered there by big Mark Hatcher. Hatcher came in there and just slammed Mann, I believe. Who's on the return there? Mann or Twyman? Let's take a look. Ball goes through the legs of number 32. And again, there's a change that we don't have for Ferndale.
There was confusion here. Really, what they want to do is give it to Alvin Jones. But Alvin, you'll see him in the background, number 4. He's not really ready. And I think it's Twyman that took the hit. He's not listed, and we're going to have to find out.
In there with a single back. That is Gatewood, the single back. And he carries for the Eagles on their first down, and a gain of a few, so it'll be second down, about 8 coming up.
Ferndale's been successful in their first 5 games so far, undefeated. What they like to do, single back, keep it on the ground, keep it on the ground. You're going to see come back, and there's a single back cut through the hole. Nick Gatewood, he takes a big shot, gets a couple, but the Ferndale game plan is to eat it up on the ground.
Our referee, Tom Sullivan. Ed Deich, the umpire. Is it Deich? Excuse me. Mike Callahan, Dennis Bergiak, and Benjamin Johnson, the back judge. Here again, it is Gatewood on the carry, picks up the first down, and the Eagles, who also can throw the ball, maintain the ground game going early here, Jack, and Gatewood doing a good job.
You saw in this one, Nick Gatewood's going to break a tackle up front and then cut to the outside. He's gone. He picked up at least 15 yards. He's got good speed. The whole team has speed. Gatewood, 6 foot, 175 pound senior, and he knows how to get it done when he gets into the open field. Broke a tackle at the front line there.
Charles Griffin, the quarterback, nursing a tender ankle, did not practice all week, and that is why they continue to go to the ground game. And Nicholas Gatewood out there quickly with another big first down, a gain of about 12, and he's out across the 40-yard line. So the Eagles were deep in their own territory, Jack, and they're getting out of trouble here.
Griffin on a gimpy ankle, hands to Gatewood. He's being chased there by 34, Aaron Luke, but you see the speed of Gatewood kind of covers up. Craig comes in and makes the stop. Good tackle, but you got a little bit too much there.
Gatewood rumbling for some good yardage on this first possession for the Eagles, as they have 3 receivers split up top. And they go that way. Again, Gatewood, and he's met in the backfield quickly there by Tel Earshow. Tellercio, excuse me. Chad Tellercio. And a gain of a couple.
That was a good play by Tellercio. He jumped right in, he had good penetration, but he waited and made the stop. He didn't overcommit and get caught past the running back. Tellercio, a 5'7", 168-pound junior, also a wrestler. A lot of the defensive unit for Avondale is on the wrestling team.
So they've got some power with that size. There's a quick pass out there for Elvin Jones, and off the fingertips. That could have been caught there, Jack. There you see Jones, and look at the height on this guy. Again, we saw him in the three-point slam dunk contest that we had back in March and April. Let's take a look.
That Griffin's going to step back. His right ankle's bothering him. Throws it there. It should have been caught. It was right there. It's a rarity. Jones heard Chris Lowe coming up to make the stop and just kind of heard footsteps and let it go.
3rd and 8 now.
In all 5 Ferndale victories, Jones has struck early for a long touchdown.
And they're going to go to the air. The pass, complete. And the Ferndale Eagles show that balanced attack of passing as they get it inside the 40-yard line of Avondale. Complete out there to their big tight end, Randy Royal.
He's only a sophomore, Randy Royal, 6'4", 200 pounds. See Griffin roll out. His ankle's bothering him. He's going to get out here now, get outside the pocket, and drops it off nice into coverage. Royal with a good catch. He takes it in, and a nice tackle there for number 80, Mark Hatcher, one of the big hitters for Avondale.
Hatcher, we've seen him on a few plays already. Here the handoff again to Gatewood, and getting into the backfield was number 34 for Avondale, and that was Aaron Luke.
Good speed for Aaron Luke to come up behind. That time he caught him, and Gatewood took a tumble. You're going to see Luke penetrate. Comes flying in here, number 34. He's a linebacker, but he's up on the line of scrimmage. He comes off the left side, and he pulls Gatewood down from behind. He couldn't catch him earlier in the drive. Gatewood, we have an inadvertent flag there being picked up. I thought we had a holding call on Ferndale, but we don't. Good play by Luke, though. Good penetration. Right here is a passing down all the way for Charles Griffin. What he likes to do when he passes is loft it up high and let his receivers use their speed to get away from the defender. But he doesn't throw those, hot shots right into the chest. He kind of airs them up high and lets everybody run underneath him.
Gain of about a half a yard. 2nd and 9 now. And to throw, he's got Jones all by himself out there. Good coverage, though, but he just overthrew him. He had Jones open. The coverage out there was by Chris Lowe.
Lowe doing a fine job on the coverage. He was right in there. This is here again. I think Jones could have had this ball. He gets past one defender. No, he's led a little too far that time. And good coverage from Lowe, but Griffin just aired it out a little too much.
Had he thrown it a little earlier, I think he would have had him. Lowe was not in position at the time, but that pass gave him enough time to react. As we see a 3rd and a long 9 now for the Ferndale Eagles. They've converted on their 3rd down possession previously. They go to the ground this time, and the power running of Nicholas Gatewood gets him there. 225, 6 foot, and he is close to a first down, but he's going to be shy. It's going to be a 4th down coming up now, and decision time for the Eagles.
Yeah, they went off tackle to the right, got behind the big tight end, Randy Royal, and Royal really missed his block right here. Gatewood right there runs into Royal, fights off that tackler, fights another one through here, but the Avondale, a host of Avondale players, bring him down short, and about 2 yards to go here. This is a huge down for Avondale.
Chris Lowe and Hatcher there. Hatcher had him around the waist. Here we go, 4th and about 2 yards. And they get it. What a line surge there from the Ferndale Eagle offensive line. They had a couple of guys with some ankle problems. Their center was out with an injury, and their quarterback. So they didn't get a chance to exchange snaps all week, and that didn't show any sign of that right there.
Yeah, the quarterback Griffin has not practiced all week because he was banged up from the Groves game. Really, the Eagles took a pounding. And there you get a shot at Griffin there. He's a really tough quarterback. He's working on a bad ankle tonight. Groves beat him up pretty good. But what an offensive line in front of him. What power just to pull off that first down.
1st and 10, ball inside the 25 at the 24. And they go to Gatewood. This time they string it out. Getting in there was Romaine Pryor, and also number 22, Bill Wallace. Let's take a look, Jack.
Off tackle to the right. Here comes Gatewood. He can't get out there. And that's a good shot of Bill Wallace, just bringing him down. He had help from Lowe. Good defensive stance there for Avondale.
Yellow Jackets string it out. Second down and 11 coming up. Loss of about a yard. 3 receivers, 1 back. That's how Ferndale's been lining up. They give it to Gatewood again. He's got 2 blockers in front of him. Bounces outside and finally brought down at about the 15-yard line. He gets inside the 15 to the 14, and he's very close to a first down.
Yeah, this time Gatewood's going to come again, off tackle to the right. He works right here. He's going to break a tackle. He's going to bust right through Ken Craig right here. Bust off, you got to bring him down. He's got too much speed. Picks up another 10 yards. And you can see his jersey taking a little bit of a rip there as the Yellow Jackets trying to pull him down by the jersey, but it looks like a tearaway. Now, the referee should really do something. The rule is you can't have pads exposed.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because you can get your hand caught in them, and they've had a lot of broken fingers and broken wrists that way.
Well, they pick up the first down. Looked like it was going to be close, but as they bring the chains over, they had enough for the first down. So a 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line at the 14. And a big play there because they can still pick up that first down inside the 5-yard line.
Yep. Gatewood just smelled that marker and got another yard and a half.
Griffin with Gatewood in the backfield. And he goes to Gatewood again inside the 10-yard line, and a good run for Gatewood. That time they had a tight end on that side, Jack, and that's who they followed, big Randy Royal.
Yep, they line him up on the left, and they've run every play to the right side. This time they go to the left, but Royal right there.
And the pulling guard leading through.
Anthony Reeves, the big guard, pound a big hole, and Messina makes a stop.
He's Messina looking at it. Tony Messina in his 28 years of coaching. He was here in 1972, and he's been head coach for 4 years, taking over for Rick Brewer. Rick Brewer in the press box here tonight to see this one. Gatewood bouncing outside and walks in easy, untouched. And that time, Jack, the previous play, I think, foreshadowed that. Nobody really, as if they were acting in slow motion, that time nobody went over there to cover.
No, they expected it off here to the right side. They go again to the left. He just got behind the wide receiver, David Sanford, number 10. Right here, Griffin, off to Gatewood, bounces off the left tackle, gets around the corner. His receiver holds the defensive back in check. Touchdown, Ferndale.
So the Ferndale Eagles score here on their first drive, the first possession of the game with 6:07 left in the first quarter. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And the Ferndale Eagles lead 7-0 here with 6:07 left in the first quarter. A very impressive first drive, Jack.
Yeah, and the extra point kick made by the quarterback, Charles Griffin, on his bad ankle. But Ferndale goes right down the field using primarily running attack. They had one big pass play to the tight end. They drive it right down the field. They score early. Coach Plikas just kind of trying to, battle the cold here tonight. A little bit nip in the air, but trying to keep his team in check. What Ferndale's been known to do is get up early and then let up. Coach Messina firing up the troops, trying to get the Yellow Jackets ready. Like Coach Messina said, if we can just stay close at halftime, I think the homecoming crowd could become a factor, and maybe we can rattle Ferndale a little bit.
Yeah, the homecoming crowd been quiet so far because the Yellow Jackets have not had the ball. Here we go. It'll be Reyes to kick off, and a low line drive kick. He is not their initial kicker, their starting kicker that they've had all year. And a nice return, look at this! And this will get the homecoming crowd going. Bill Wallace off to the races, and nobody's going to catch him.
What a run by Wallace, good move. He found the gap, he made a nice move on the kicker Reyes, left him at midfield, touchdown Avondale, and the crowd's into it.
Well, Ferndale scores by taking a long drive and eating up the clock, and here come the Yellow Jackets right back on the very next play. And look at this, Jack.
Wallace going to pick up kind of a squib kick, get behind a couple blockers off to the right side. Watch him, he'll just cut it to the left. Right here, little fake move, and he's gone. Touchdown Avondale, great run. He's looking back, he knows he's got it, and the crowd at this point was way into it. He's going to take it in, and they're going to go for one and try to tie it up. Great return for Bill Wallace, and momentum is back in the Yellow Jackets' favor.
The extra point, it is up and wide to the right. So the extra point is no good, and that's going to hurt the Yellow Jackets now as they trail 7-6 But what an explosive play it was to get the homecoming crowd back in this game, as Ferndale really showed some offense in that first possession. And now, on a play like that, Ferndale really seems like they have an edge, because now their offense is back on the field.
Ray's kicked it short. Wallace picks it up. He's got good field vision. He's looking around, just runs it straight ahead, finds a little bit of a gap, and he's just going to do some juking right here. He just left a kicker, Ray's, right there, and he's gone. No one to stop him. And you got to wonder why Ferndale wants to kick it short. I don't think we'll see that anymore tonight. Wallace making a fine run. Bill Wallace, a 5'9", 166-pound junior, and he's a star wrestler here at Avondale. Scores a big one on homecoming night.
A big 78-yard kickoff return for Wallace. And now the kickoff, Yellow Jackets kicking off deep it'll be Jones back there, and also 23, normally listed, it's a 32, and that's Columbus Man on the return that we had seen before.
Yep, right to him. They go away from Jones.
Columbus Man across the 35 to the 40-yard line. And a nice return there, and good field position this time for the Eagles. Last time they had it deep in their own territory and came up with a very nice drive. This time they'll start at the 40-yard line.
Yep, Mann's a sophomore. They go away from Jones 4. Mann picks it up right here. He goes behind Jones, going to take it all the way around the left corner. But we're seeing good pursuit from Rod McQueen, number 7. A couple of missed tackles in here, but a great tackle from Mark Hatcher, number 80, one of the big hitters on the Yellow Jacket Club. Hatcher needs to perform out of his mind tonight. Coach Messina said, I need Kurt Rushlow and Mark Hatcher to come up big for me. Otherwise, this game could get out of hand early.
There you see the homecoming crowd here at Avondale High School.
It's a great
And they go to the air on the first down to Jones. Jones on a little slant in as he goes downfield and slants at about the 10-yard mark. He had the first down and plenty more.
You're going to see Griffin just fake little play action, turn around, find Jones right over the middle, right into his chest. Jones going to take it up. And nice tackle right in here from number 8, Ryan Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh made a nice stop. Jones has been known to make a move on you right there and take it. He's a track champion.
18 yards on the pickup for Jones, and now they go to Gatewood on the ground. Gatewood gain about 3 or 4. Let's see where the forward progress marks him.
Good interior tackling there from Mark Hatcher. He fought off a blocker and pulled Gatewood down with one arm. There you see Hatcher, number 80, 6'2", 228. He's got to have help there from Captain Tom Ferris, 71. That defensive front has to step up bigger. Ferndale just keep it on the ground and eat the clock up.
Gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7 now for the Eagles as they continue to move the ball very well offensively. Go to Gatewood again. Gatewood tripped up in the backfield, and then that's enough to slow him down. And some help there with big number 80 in there, and that is Hatcher. Hatcher doing a great job defensively on picking up a lot of tackles here tonight.
Yeah, Tyler Sheo jumps into the backfield, 81. Chad gets in here right here, almost wraps him up, can't do it, but he slows him down enough, and here comes help from the big 80 again. Mark Hatcher making a great stop. Good open field tackle.
Yeah, you see Chris Lowe in there also. A lot of familiar numbers in there doing the work defensively.
But the penetration by Tyler Sheo just stopped that play in its tracks.
Gain of a yard, 3rd and 6. They go out to Jones, wide open, burns his man, and now we'll go down the sidelines and gets in for the touchdown.
The defensive back fell down. He slipped and fell on the move. Originally, as Jones made the catch, he knew the defender was slipping to the ground. He just rolled it outside and was gone.
Let's take a look. Elvin Jones. A lot of scouts here to see this guy.
Griffin just going to give a 5 or 7 yard flick right here. Jones going to wheel around the corner, and he's gone all the way to the end zone. And you got that right, Dave. There's got to be about 10 to 12 scouts right here to see this guy. Alvin Jones, the state track champion in the 440. That's his 7th touchdown. And Alvin knows how to get it to the end zone.
37 yards on the pass play. The field goal attempt, or the extra point attempt, I should say, is no good. So that will help Avondale if the scoring works out for them now, as if they come back and get their extra point. Anyway, Ferndale misses that one. It's 13-6, and Avondale will now look to get the ball for the first time offensively in terms of a drive and trying to create one with 3:48 left in the first quarter. Next week, don't forget to tune in. More exciting high school football action as the Clawson Trojans take on the Dondero Oaks. And this is a pretty good rivalry. We've never really seen these two teams go at it. They're bordering cities, and a pretty good matchup there between those two schools. There we see Reyes to do the kicking for Ferndale. And back there we saw Wallace. He's one of the up men, and he was the one who had the big return. And now we have a whistle on the play. It could have been some offsides on the Eagles on their kickoff. Let's see what the call is.
I think Ferndale, yeah, they kind of left early. They kicked that one deep, though. They're not going to do that short kick again. And they're probably keying on Wallace.
Ball now placed at the 40, and they'll kick from there.
They used 3 or 4 kickers, the Eagles did.
Short, high kick. Trying to get up there, and finally getting it in, just hammered, was number 25, and that is one of the tall receivers for Avondale. That is DeJohn Benyon. And Benyon is hammered there. He slips right there, as you see, Jack.
Yeah,
he really didn't get a chance for a good return.
That's right where the defensive back slipped, too. I wonder if that side of the field's pretty wet. And what a shot he took from Nathaniel Sorensen, the sophomore coverage man for the Eagles, showing great speed, but he went low below the knee, and that was all. That was it for Benyon there. But I think the far left side of the field is pretty wet. Everybody's slipping.
3:44 left here in the first quarter at Avondale High School. The Yellow Jackets, for the first time, have the ball offensively. And not much there on the straight dive there. Kind of a counter play up the middle. Counter blocking scheme, nothing there for them, and they'll go on a 2nd and 10 now.
Our viewers got a good shot for Ferndale. Number 44, David Gardner, is a senior linebacker, 5'11", 195, being recruited by a lot of Division I schools. And you heard the pads popping, and that's got to be Gardner. Gardner and 71 Bucksiger from Ferndale are some heavy, heavy loads when it comes to hitting.
2nd and long. And it's Saylor on the carry. Not much there.
Ferndale was looking for a fumble on that one. But the offensive front for the Yellow Jackets is going to have to create a little room, or Saylor's really got nowhere to run.
Let's take a look.
You see they'll go off tackle right. Saylor will take it, first man through, and there you get another shot of David Gardner and company for Ferndale.
And Damon Lucas.
Gatewood also in on the stop. They gang tackle. They have the speed, you know. Someone holds up the runner, and 3 or 4 Eagles are coming in.
Ryan Zakos, the quarterback. And turning the corner quickly there was McQueen. McQueen with some speed, and he was trying to turn that corner to pick up the first down. He's going to be close. I think he's just going to be, they're going to measure this. He may have it. I'll tell you, the nose of the football is right there. Let's take a look. Here's the quick pitch out there, Jack.
Yeah, Rob McQueen got a good head of steam built up. He takes it around the left side, and he was flying right here, but he takes a shot down on the ankle from LaJuan Taylor. But let's see where they mark it at. I think he has it.
It's going to be very close. And let's see. Very close.
Oh.
He got it. The referee rolled the football over to see if it touched, and it did touch the pole. Let's take a look at McQueen.
McQueen comes around on a little pitch. Here he comes around the left. He's kind of slipping. Right there, he takes the shot on the knee. And
Got a generous mark.
Yeah, he sure did.
According to that, where he fell.
From that angle.
Yeah, from that angle.
Yard back.
Yeah.
McQueen will take it. We're driving. We got a first down. Here we go, Yellow Jackets.
Homecoming night for the Yellow Jackets. 1:52 and counting down here in the first quarter.
They use that veer. They're going to have to throw Ferndale off a little bit.
Zakos handing off to the first man through. And that's what they did in the other series. And they tried to get some running plays up the middle, and then they ran outside with McQueen, and it caught Ferndale off guard.
Boy, Saylor took a shot there. You see 44, David Gardner. He put a lick on Saylor that time, right square in the back. But I think it might be there for Avondale to fake to the first man through, hold it, wheel around the corner with it, and then pitch it out. I think Ferndale's using that 8-man front. They're all squeezed up tight in the box.
2nd and 8. Man in motion is Shipe, excuse me. And look at this. Saylor busts through for a first down. And the Yellow Jackets are in pretty good field position now out across the 40.
Just like I said, use that first man through. There it is. No, here's Saylor. Same play, really. He just gets to the hole quicker and gets a great block up front from Nick Schwab, 59. And Saylor gets another first down.
That spin that he made at the last second there got him that first down.
He's quick to the hole. He's got speed.
And he was able to find some room. The big blockers in there as Tony Messina looks on. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Zakos handing off to Saylor again. A quick trap up the middle, and he is out with a big 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up now for the Yellow Jackets, and now they have a chance to try some plays here. Let's take a look, Jack.
They're doing some big-time trap blocking. The line is just alternating. He pounds through the coverage there, and Saylor, he couldn't get past a 70 Pulaski, but up front, the Avondale front line, it just looks like they're drawing an X, you know? They're doing that, the cross block and big yards.
That will end the first quarter of play here at Avondale High School. The score, Ferndale 13 and Avondale 6. We'll be right back right after this.
I wrote a letter to TCI because of the kind service and the kindness that was given to me when we needed service. I'm a district manager for Family Dollar stores here in Detroit and Pontiac. And being a district manager over 16 stores, it's important for us to maintain good customer service day in and day out. If you don't give good service to customers, you don't maintain good service, you don't maintain a good company. And TCI, in my book, has certainly represented customer service to the nth degree.
Welcome back to Avondale High School. Dave Zorin along with Jack Roberts. And it's homecoming night here at Avondale. The Yellow Jackets fired up. Tony Messina talking to his team. They trail 13-6 right now, but they have played tough against a very good Ferndale Eagles team coming in undefeated tonight at 5-0. And there you see the head coach, Coach Plikas, in his 4th year at Ferndale, 32 years total.
And he said with his team tonight, he was just hoping they don't look by Avondale. The 2-3 record is deceiving. The 3 losses were at the buzzer.
There's Wallace. He had that big return. This time he carries and he gets the first down. So a good run there for Bill Wallace.
Gardner and Pulaski put a shot on him, but Wallace showing some good speed. First man through again, some great blocking up front. Wallace finds the hole, can't get by Gardner. He's dragging him, and then comes Pulaski to help Gardner out, but that's still a good gain. And right here, you want to watch Ferndale. They've been known to do a lot of late hitting. The referee's got to step up right there. That the forward progress was already stopped.
Ball at about the 42, 43-yard line of Ferndale, so good possession so far for the Yellow Jackets. Jackos handing off again to Wallace, and Wallace comes up big. Straight dives now, Jack, and that offensive line for the Yellow Jackets doing the job.
Yep, there's big holes for Wallace to take it through. He's quick to the hole. He was through that time. Randy Royal got him. But if Ferndale continues to use that 8-man front, and your front line can just pop a couple holes, it's a 10-yard gain.
There's your score, 13-6, as we just start the second quarter here. And timeout down on the field. Don't forget to tune in to the Road Show video program. Now, Jack, I don't know if you've seen this show, but it's right here on TCI 63. This guy might be looking familiar to you right here, and this guy here.
Pat and Bubba, baby.
That's Pat and Bubba.
I watch the show all the time,
That's right.
man. Local MTV.
That's right.
MTV's nothing to that show.
Thursday at 9, that's the show to watch. Road Show video.
The one I always liked was the one when they went out the Winter Wonderland. They went skiing, or what was the run, the hill they were on?
Really?
Yeah.
They went out in the cold? That's unusual.
You know, before they went to the Union. No.
Here we go. Second. And about 5 coming up here for the Yellow Jackets, and they're on the move. Zakos there, kind of bunched up, and what a play there.
Loose ball.
Buck Zeiger for Ferndale met Zakos right head on, and it looked like he was just going to rip the ball away from him. Let's take a look.
I think
if
he
we
did,
can see what happened
Wallace
here.
Jumped in there.
Yeah, Wallace got in there. Let's take a look.
Zakos will come down the line.
Buck Zeiger comes across right there, and looks like he's getting the football right there. Did you see him try to rip it out?
He's just reaching in. Now, right here, the ball becomes free. Right
there. He did
there.
have it.
And then 22 Wallace, quick reaction.
Buck Zeiger did have it. He did have the football. When he fell back, it bounced out. And a good job by the Yellow Jackets to try to rip that out.
Well, Buck Zeiger's a 6'2", 220-pound Division I recruit.
3rd and 12. The pass goes out, intended out there for Wallace. Wallace was not looking, and Zakos had to get rid of it quickly. And covering out there was Jones.
That's what Zakos saw. He saw Jones stepping in. He thought, uh-oh, this is a 50, 60-yard touchdown for Jones.
For Jones, yeah. Those passes, you got to be real careful about this pass. All the way across the field, the defense can react. And let's take a look.
Yeah, fake here, go to Wallace on the other side. But he saw Jones step in for there, and he just threw it by him. Good thing he saw Jones. Alvin slips down, or Alvin's gone for 6.
It's 4th and 12 and a punting down. Wallace is the punter, so he'll be back to punt. And it's nice to have a guy like this back there punting because he can always take off, and he's got some speed. But this time, he'll punt it away. A good high punt, time for coverage down there. And Jones takes it on the hop. A dangerous play, but he does it. And he gets out across to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Jones.
Elvin took a chance there on that one.
He might have wanted to get away from the ball, but I think Jones thought, uh-oh, this is going to take a big roll. I've got 2 or 3 yards here. I'll just play it and avoid bad field position. Right here, he bounces off, and he sees how it's going to roll, and it came right to him. Caught it, took it in. Good downfield coverage for the Yellow Jackets.
And that was close to a penalty on Rod McQueen for if he'd have touched Jones. In fact, I don't know if he even gave him a chance to catch it by getting that close.
Tom Ferris, 71, the captain there downfield, and for a 6', 250-pound kid, he can move pretty quick.
Ball just shy of the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Big hole.
Big hole, and look at this. This is the first time that we've seen Jamar Johnson in there.
Good
12.
shot by Hatcher.
And Johnson going sideline to sideline. Didn't get much on that one.
Yeah, there was a hole there originally, but Jamar Johnson decided to try to take it out a little bit wider, and the Avondale defensive front just kind of strung him out, and then Hatcher put a lick on him. Here comes Johnson. Right here he's got a hole, but you want to run a little more straight up and down. He's just going side to side, and right here Hatcher's just going to pop him. Nice shot. That's open field tackling. Hatcher's a good ball player. There's a lot of scouts here tonight, and I think they might be writing number 80's name down, taking it home with them.
He's impressing us, if not the scouts.
That's about his 5th or 6th tackle already.
2nd and 9, doing about a yard, and here we go again, and this time straight up, and a little bit different run here for Johnson as he takes it straight up.
Yeah, Johnson kind of corrected his error on that one and decided he was going to go north and south. Straight ahead, here he goes, right to the hole, big hole. Jamar Johnson into the backfield, and he just kind of takes Khalid with him. Nice tackle for Khalid, and Johnson's got a 1st down for the Eagles. Now they're going to measure. Johnson's got speed. Ferndale is nothing but speed.
You gotta wonder, with all the number changing that the Ferndale Eagles do, they list, Johnson's a short guy out there, number 12. They list him at 6'2". Now Deontay Reed is 5'8". Now that looks more like a 5'8" running back. You know, with all the changing that Ferndale does with their numbers, they may be doing that again to...
You gotta wonder if that's not Deontay Reed.
Yeah. Because I'll look for Reed's number on the sideline over there, and I don't see it.
I saw Jamar Johnson. I'm thinking that's not 6'2". That's more like 5'8" or 9.
I don't see number 28 on the sideline over there, so I believe that's what Ferndale's doing, and they do it all the time.
Sneak.
Here on a quarterback sneak, they pick up the 1st down. So Griffin has a pretty good run there and gained some good yardage for the 1st down. Gain of about 5, actually. Let's take a look.
Griffin's just going to tuck up after the snap, try to get the 1st down. He's got it. Now he wants more. Good shot for Doug Bain, number 32. Bain put a lick, and you always love hitting the quarterback.
And Griffin already hurt, nursing a tender ankle, so a few more pops like that. You gotta wonder how long he can take it.
5-0, ranked in the state. Everybody gunning for you. Come in a little bit hurt, and you can't take a big injury with you later.
Ball just shy of the 35. First down again, and look at this. Nice move on the outside, and breaking it outside for a gain of about 16, 17 yards.
I think we're going with Dante Reed.
I think so. I think they've done that. They have switched numbers and not told us again.
Right here, they're going to come off tackle. Good pursuit. He runs inside Buchseiger's block, breaks it off to the left, and here you see Reed, some good speed. If he had a little bit, one more block downfield, he had 6, but Reed gets the first down. But a great block up front from 71 Ryan Buchseiger, the big tackle.
We're calling him Jamar Johnson. Jamar Johnson listed at 6'2". That has got to be Reed. This is going out to Jones, and he dives and comes up with the catch.
There you see his speed. Griffin just throws it out in front of him, and Jones went and got it. And like you said, you saw him in the slam dunk contest, Dave, but I'll tell you, you should
Watch
see
this.
him in a track meet. What
23
speed.
yards on this pass. Look at this.
Over the shoulder, beautiful catch. Pulls it into one arm, and the scouts are on that side of the field, and they got a good look at Alvin Jones. Got to be the finest receiver in Oakland County.
23 yards on the pass play, and the first down at about the 25-yard line. Here's Deontay Reed again.
Cut it back. Good pursuit from Saylor there. Showed some great speed to come up and cut that one off. He's going to cut to the right and then come back to the left. Bring it back behind the blockers. He comes up right here. Reed, thinking he's got lots of daylight, decides to stop, but he's wrapped up by Saylor. Great speed by Saylor to come over and close that hole off. Reed thought he had a lot more out there.
Clock running at 6:55 here in the second quarter, and the Eagles on their way to another score here.
Avondale cannot afford to put the first hit on the running back 5 yards downfield. They got to get him at the line of scrimmage. He tripped that time.
That time, actually tripping him up was one of the defensive linemen there, trying to get his number, 71. Let's take a look. You'll see it here.
Tom Ferris fighting off a blocker right
there.
here. He reached down and got him. Good hands. Good hands for Ferris. Good vision, too. You got a big body in front of you. It's hard to see where the ball goes.
Third and 4 now for the Eagles. Big play right here. Gatewood back in there. Gatewood on the carry. Has the first down and more. Inside the 15, down close to the 10-yard line. And just shy of that, it'll be first and 10 from about the 12-yard line.
Gatewood had time to rest. Right here they run him off the right tackle. Gatewood gets in behind the tackle and behind the tight end. Royal finds it. But the linebacker, Syed Khalid's going to come up and close right here. Khalid chasing from behind, makes a stop, along again with number 80, Mark Hatcher. That looked like a touchdown-saving tackle.
Eagles have scored on all of their possessions, offensive possessions, and now look pretty good with a first and 10 from the 12-yard line.
With Ferndale, they've got so many players that can perform in skill positions. You know, you go to Reed, he gives Gatewood a breather. He's back in there now, and everybody's rested, and they're inside, inside the 15.
Gatewood way back. He was probably around 9 yards back in the backfield and caught from behind after a gain of about 5.
Hatcher again comes over, had some help from Saylor, almost got a face mask on that one. But when Gatewood gets up ahead of steam, he's tough to bring down. Just a big boy, 6 foot 225, got speed again behind the big block from 71, Buchseiger. Right here, Hatcher pulling him down from behind. Saylor got him up in front, but they're right there in the red zone.
Gain of about 4. It's 2nd and 6 now. Gatewood again bounces outside just like his other touchdown, and he gets another one. Gatewood from about the 7-yard line on a 7-yard run, and Ferndale continues to score on every possession.
You got a good shot of 71, Ryan Buchseiger, and the other big tackle, number 75, Michael Bates. Both those guys weigh in about 260, and if Bates and Buchseiger pulling out, Gatewood gets behind them, and that's just a trio you can't deal with. Just too much size. Gatewood punches it in. Touchdown Eagles, and they're looking for the route.
Let's see if they try to make up that extra point, and they do. They're going to go for 2 now.
You gotta do something about Gatewood's jersey right now.
Yeah.
That pad showing is against the Michigan high school rules.
Back to throw, and this will be incomplete. The pass intended in the end zone back there for Jones, but Jones was way deep in the end zone. Griffin just had to get rid of it in desperation. So again, the extra point is no good, and that helps Avondale, if anything, if they get a couple more scores here.
Good pursuit on that extra point play by 81, Chad Taylor-Sheo. He comes in and puts a shot on Griffin. Griffin can't get away. He's got a gippy ankle. Taylor-Sheo chases him in the pocket, puts a shot on, throw goes high, and it saved 2 points.
Taylor-Sheo, one of the key players for them, and he's doing a good job. We've been calling Chris Lowe's number. And, of course, big number 80. That is Mark Hatcher. So defensively, they've got some good players on Avondale. Just haven't been able to shut down the Eagles, though, as Reyes kicks another low kick. Coming up to take it is Saylor. Saylor straight up the middle. Saylor spinning out over the 40-yard line across the 40. So a good return for the Yellow Jackets as they get across the 40-yard line, start there at about the 42.
Yeah, good field position. Saylor got behind that wall of blockers. He's got good speed. You're going to see he takes the kick right here, gets behind his wall of blockers, tries to get in there behind the big guy Hatcher. Nice block. Fights off his first tackle, hold on to the ball. The Eagles were looking for a fumble. Good field position.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. In motion is Welch. They hand off to Saylor and a cross block up the middle. Nothing there, really, and a gain of maybe a yard if he's lucky. Maybe 2.
But Saylor has to fight against 70, Greg Pulaski, and also Gardner, number 44. Gardner gets in there. Saylor got about 3 or 4, but it's the pursuit of Gardner from behind that stops that play.
They mark it as 2, 2nd and 8 now.
I think Ferndale will be vulnerable to the pass right now. Everybody's up on that line of scrimmage.
The handoff to Saylor again. Saylor with a good burst of energy gets him across the 45 and close to the 50-yard line.
Gardner and Cochran make the stop for the Eagles. Then a bust off right side. Here comes Saylor, spots a hole, gets through, but Gardner catches him from behind. And then had help up front from number 9, Cochran, as he dove underneath Saylor. But Saylor picking up some good yards. They're going to need a first down here to keep their defense, give them some rest.
Gain of about 6. It gets him just shy of the 50, and it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up now. Jacos handing off. And nothing there. Wallace on the carry. And he'll get close, but I don't think he got enough.
Ran into his lineman, and then Marcel Perry, 34, also got a shot on him, put a stop on him.
It'll be 4th and about a half a yard. 4th and a yard to go, actually, is what we'll call it. And decision time for Tony Messina as they have to make a quick decision here. Ferndale's been scoring on every possession. 2:40 left on the clock as we see on the other side. Coach Plakus looking on. 4th and 1. Trying to draw them off sides. They go to the air. They go to the air and almost had it. Over there was Sotelo. As the pass was deflected. Jack, that time I don't know why they went to the pass. They were running the ball effectively, and they could have picked up a first down here.
Yeah, they had holes up front. They didn't need this much. He goes up top to Sotelo, but there's good coverage in here from David Sanford. Sanford puts his hands on it. Sotelo almost gets a deflection, but just it went a little too far from him. No, I think they could have got a yard on the ground. Now their defense has got to hold big time.
And that 2:27 is a lot of time right now for the Ferndale Eagles. They go to the air themselves, and that was overthrown, intended for Jones. When they've gone to the air, they have looked in the direction of Elvin Jones all the time, and why not? He's got 6 touchdowns, over 600 yards receiving.
Why not exactly? You got Elvin, get him the ball. Griffin throws it up top, leads him too much. Ooh,
and he's been doing that all
off.
night. So we haven't really had a chance to see Jones, and he led him too far on that big 20-some yard reception that he made diving on the last drive.
Could have pulled that in. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to lead too much when you're coming in on a hook over the middle.
Look at this. Deontay Reed hitting the backfield, so a loss on the play. We'll see how far back. Let's take a look, Jack, as they get Reed in the backfield.
That Griffin going to go to the handoff. Hands off to Reed. There's no room to run. Again, there's Hatcher with a big stop. I'll tell you, number 80, Mark Hatcher, playing a whale of a game tonight. Good night to do it. College scouts in abundance out here.
Yep.
I think the whole Ferndale side is college scouts, and it ought to be.
3rd and 11. Go to the air. Griffin to throw. Has his big tight end. Across the 35, inside the 35, and complete to Randy Royal. Well, we've seen Royal twice, this time picking up the big first down on a 3rd and a must situation. Let's take a look.
Royal going to take a quick down and out. He goes down about 10 yards, little play action to Reed. Griffin looking. This time he throws a bullet right on the numbers, but what Royal wanted to do, great pass. Royal to catch. He wants to get out of bounds, but he couldn't do it. He was held in. Royal was upset as Doug Bain held him in. The clock's ticking. We're at about the minute mark. He gets out of bounds. They get 5 more plays in.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. They go to the sideline, using it effectively. Jones down the sideline and trying to get out, and does, inside the 15-yard line to about the 14.
The speed, the moves, Elvin Jones is just tough. He looks like a college junior right now. He's got moves. Griffin finds him, throws his strike right in the numbers, and right here Jones looks, a couple of little juke steps. He's down, but he wants to stay on the sideline to get it out of bounds, and he does.
Great job to just go down the sideline, get as much yardage as he could, and then step out of bounds. 1st and 10, ball at about the 14-yard line. They go to Gatewood. Gatewood with 2 touchdowns already. This time gets it across the 10.
Yellow Jackets was good tackling there. They were looking for a fumble. But the thing about that is it's going to leave the clock running, but the Eagles do have timeouts. They use one. Right here, Gatewood off the right side. Again behind Buchseiger, big 71. Good stop right there for 78. Kurt Rushlow finally gets involved and pulls him down. He's had Buchseiger in his face all night.
53 seconds left. The clock stopped there with the timeout for the Eagles.
Huge crowd, Dave. Huge crowd.
Big homecoming crowd here for Avondale. They even had your favorite weatherman, Chuck Adick, out here earlier doing his weather forecast from the parade.
I just wanted to call my numbers off with that lottery show.
Yeah, really. You and everybody else that lives in Michigan.
Always be nice to Chuck. Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Here we are. You see the stands just packed here in a big stadium here on this side of the
I've
field.
got us our 50-50 raffle tickets,
A lot of
Dave.
stands.
We're gonna win this.
Hey, look at you. What'd you buy?
I got on my
got
credit
extra
card,
bonus?
that gold card.
There you go.
The TCI gold card.
No, we're going to win the lotto here, aren't we? It's 50-50. Don't forget to tune in to the Master Anglers program with your host, Mark Gomez, right there catching the big one. It's Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And
how big is that?
That, well, if you look at the hand, it's probably about a foot and a half, huh? Wouldn't you say? He's caught some big ones.
He must be weightlifting to pull that
That's
thing
right.
in.
2nd and a long 6. The pitch goes back to Reed. Deontay Reed hit hard and knocked out just shy of the 5-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down situation now. We'll see where they mark it.
Ferndale takes another timeout. Good stop for 32. Doug Bain jumped right in there. You're going to see Reed go off the right side. Buchseiger fighting in there with Hatcher. Here goes Reed off right there. Good shot from Bain, but he, well, I don't know if he got out of bounds. I don't know how they called it. Ferndale jumped right on the timeout, though.
44 seconds left now. Clock stopped. As you see the remains of the parade, the homecoming parade, the balloons flying away. And the Yellow Jackets now with their defensive coordinator down there talking to them. Like, hang in tough now in this 3rd down and about 4 coming up.
High school football fans, you want to see a war on the front. Check out 71 Ryan Buchseiger from Ferndale as he battles 78 Kurt Rushlow of Avondale. Those two, when Buchseiger pulls around, he pulls from the left side over to the right and just goes one-on-one. And I think Ferndale all week worked at trying to neutralize 78 Kurt Rushlow and 80 Mark Hatcher and get them out of the Avondale defense.
Let's see what they do. Charles Griffin, the quarterback, back to pass. Elvin Jones on the slant in for the touchdown. The 8-yard touchdown pass to Elvin Jones on the slant in.
His second one tonight, eighth one of the year. Elvin Jones, a leading receiver in Oakland County, going to show you why he's picked to be the Division I recruit out of the OAA. Elvin right up over the end zone, touchdown Eagles, and he's been there before. Mr. Jones will probably be there again often this year. Elvin Jones, a phenomenal athlete, track, football, basketball, any sport, Elvin Jones can handle it. He has speed, size, ability, and great hands for a big guy, doesn't he?
Just incredible, graceful, and very exciting to watch. Now they're going to go for 2. They go to Gatewood. Gatewood muscles it in, and surprising why they didn't go that way last time. They went to the air last time. This time they go with Gatewood on the 2-point conversion.
Gatewood goes off tackle to the right side, following Buchseiger again, and he's into the end zone easy.
Let's take a look.
You're going to see Griffin take it off to the right, give it to Gatewood, follows his blockers nice, and pounds it into the end zone. Almost got stopped, but not quite. 2 points Ferndale.
Well, it was 19-6. And now it's 27-6, you see. And we're about to head into halftime with 41 seconds left. And you see Jim Plikas looking on. Got to be happy with the way his offense is running. They have done a great job. Every possession, Jack, they have scored. They haven't had a chance to punt, or a need to, I should say. And there you see big Jonathan Reyes. Reyes to kick. Squiv kick. Taken by Saylor at about the 19. Saylor hit at about the 29 and dives forward across the 30.
Boy, he took a shot on the knee, didn't he? I think that was David Gardner.
Was it Gardner? Excuse me?
That got a shot on him early.
Let's take a look.
He didn't make the stop, but he hit him early. Saylor looking for some room here. Now watch Gardner come flying in onto his left knee. Oh, he kind of got him up in the hip area, but he slowed him down. Then they make the stop. And Saylor, that was the shortest return of the night. They've had good field position.
Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can do with only 36 seconds here. Whether they try to go for it or run out the clock. Zackos handing off to Saylor right up the middle. And, well, if he got past that guy, he would have had a good chunk of yardage there, Jack.
Yeah, Marcel Perry, number 34, wrapped him up. Saylor was Ferndale does 8 men up front, so if you get through that initial hole, you've got it. But good pursuit from Perry to haul him in, or Saylor was gone. He would have lit up this crowd. And look at him, Dave. It's standing room only.
Yep, everybody's here.
High school football, you gotta love it.
Yeah. Great Friday night, a little cool out, and it's perfect football weather. Pitch goes out to McQueen, and he's going to lose yardage.
He took a shot from Ryan Buchseiger, and Buchseiger knows how to hit people, especially in the open field. And the pitch comes out wide to McQueen. Got some speed, but there's 71 Buchseiger making a classic tackle. Goes right in at the hip, and he's got his chin down, focusing on the belly button, and there he is, Ryan Buchseiger. And you're going to see him playing on a lot of Saturdays next year in Division I. This Ferndale team is stacked.
Timeout down on the field as Tony Messina talks to his team with only 1 second left.
He's going to get one more play. Well, the band is just ready to run over the fence down here.
Ferndale with 27 points. Avondale 6 here at homecoming for the Yellow Jackets. You can hear the team try to get fired up on the sideline. They do not like this score here at halftime.
Well, Aaron Luke trying to get them all revved up. One big play. Let's go for a long a strike deep downfield and see if we can get it in.
And we are ready for the final play of this first half.
Saw the marching Yellow Jackets ready to go. They got balloons, the whole 9 yards. Where's DIV?
Hey, we're here. Two receivers split, 2 men in the backfield. Pressure, and then finally unloading deep, and almost intercepted. Elvin Jones got his hands on it and dropped the ball. Intended down there for number 88, Chris Lamarbe. So Zakos, not a picture-perfect type drop back here as he gets pressured and then has to unload under pressure.
And Lamarbe downfield, but it's not quite there. And Jones, I think he saw daylight in front of him.
Yeah.
And ended up running before he caught it.
And that'll do it for the first half here at Avondale High School. And it's been all Ferndale. They have dominated their offensive possessions, scoring on every one. The Ferndale Eagles 27, the Avondale Yellow Jackets 6. We'll be back right after this.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
What TCI is looking to do is we're looking to be a full-service provider, a one-stop shopping place, if you will. We're looking to provide all the services that anyone wants to consume in the area of communications, whether that's cable television, whether that's telephone, whether that's data, online services. Our goal is to be able to provide all those through one avenue, and that avenue being TCI.
TCI Cablevision of Oakland County, nominated in 3 categories for National Cable Ace. Sports programming, public affairs, overall commitment to local programming.
And the Cable Ace Award goes to Transition. The Cable Ace goes to TCI Cablevision of Oakland County.
TCI 63, see what you've been missing.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn.
It's the way you learn.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak. Buy 1 burger, get 1 free when you mention TCI Sports. Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. And by Bell Tire.
It's halftime here at Avondale High School. Dave Zorin along with Jack Roberts. And the score, the Ferndale Eagles 27, the Avondale Yellow Jackets 6. And let's take a look and recap some of the scoring for you. It was an 8-yard run by Gatewood that got things going in the first quarter with 6:07 left.
He just gets off the left side here, Dave. Little off tackle left. Shows good speed, good blocking up front. Ferndale's up early.
Then on the very next play after the extra point was good, it was Wallace, Bill Wallace, 78 yards on this kickoff return for the Yellow Jackets. And the extra point was no good. And they made it 7-6.
Yeah, and he runs into his own player, the only contact, and he's gone. Wallace takes it right back. He stunned Ferndale, but I think what hurt after this play, a great run by Wallace, was they failed on the extra point attempt.
They did, and it was only 7-6. And then we continue with 3:48 left in the first quarter. It's the Eagles again. Elvin Jones, 37 yards from Griffin. And he goes down the sideline for the touchdown.
Alvin made a spin move. The defender falls down. Chris Lowe fell down. Alvin takes it in with nothing but speed, and he's just starting to warm up now in the first half.
13-6. The extra point was no good here. Gatewood takes it in from 7 yards out to make it 19-6.
Yep, this time Big Nick decides to go off to the right side a little bit behind some pulling blockers, and touchdown again for the Eagles.
And now Jones, the pass from Griffin, 8 yards, and that was the final score right there. The final touchdown, and then the extra point, the 2-point conversion. It's Gatewood again, a very similar play to his touchdown.
He's going to make a little, here comes the big guy, Gatewood, off to the right side, and the 2 points is good, and Ferndale is rocking 27-6. And you got a shot of Alvin Jones. You saw, look at the domination by Ferndale all the way down. Passing, rushing, everything. The only thing Avondale has is 56 yards rushing, 12 first downs to 3, and it's been all Eagles. And Ferndale's showing you why they're 5-0, ranked in the state, one of the top teams in really all of Oakland County, if not the state.
And Ferndale dominating so far here at halftime. The score 27-6 on homecoming night for the Avondale Yellow Jackets. We'll see if they can bounce back with the second half right after these messages. Stay with us.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this. $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
And welcome back to Avondale High School. Dave Zorin along with Jack Roberts as the Ferndale Eagles will be kicking off to the Yellow Jackets. And it'll be Reyes to kick off deep to McEwen and Saylor. And this is deep. One of the deeper kicks he's had. McEwen has it at the 15. McEwen cuts straight up the field, just like the last return for the touchdown, and he gets it out to the 40. Well, Saylor did it on his return up the middle and got out to about the 40, and it was Wallace who really took it up the middle for his big return. That time, McEwen tried to break through. They must be seeing something right up the middle there.
Yeah, there was a big gap. Here comes Rob McQueen. He's going to cut through right here, and he's through the hole, but an arm tackle got him. 26 Sternberg got his arm around him and pulled him down, and McQueen takes it in, and they already struck once. If they're to strike, oh, there's the homecoming king.
The King and Queen homecoming night here at Avondale High School. And that was McQueen, excuse me, on the return. Saylor on the carry, and he is stopped. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
I have 100 names running through my head. The homecoming king is a basketball star here at Avondale, and he's being scouted by a lot of Division II schools.
Alonzo Wilson.
That's it, Alonzo. And I know that Coach Campy and the Oakland Pioneers have been over to see him several times.
To play in the Dome.
That's
I've been over there. Have you been over to the new Dome?
No.
Very interesting. We'll be doing some games over there. They're going to be packing them in there.
I saw the sketch of it. I haven't seen anything since the groundbreaking, but that looks exciting.
I was even having some baseline shots. I made 3 out of 4. Zakos on the pitch back to Saylor. Saylor trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and just barely does, if that. It'll be 3rd and long, and the Eagles come out fired up defensively here.
Yeah, good penetration by most of the front there. They run an 8-man front, Ferndale does. They were all in the backfield. Zackos had no time. He pitches it to Saylor, and just too many guys around him. Saylor just trying to find some room, and 3 or 4 Ferndale players got some good shots. They hold them up, and everybody dives in. See Buckziger diving in right there.
3rd and 10. One receiver, actually 2 receivers split down to the left of your screen.
Gonna be some sore Yellow Jackets tomorrow.
The pitch goes back to Saylor. Saylor to the short side of the field, trying to make some room over there, and runs out of real estate after a gain of about 3. It'll be 4th and about 7 coming up.
Randy Royal put a big shot on him. Saylor is taking some licks, but he's still kicking. He looks fine, no injuries. Right here, fake to the first man through, pitch to Saylor. And here's the shot right here. You're going to see Royal come up. He slips one here, but Royal's going to come over and really put a pop on him. There's a good shot. And then 70 Pulaski gets his big body.
The pitch goes back to Saylor. Saylor to the short side of the field, trying to make some room over there, and runs out of real estate. And there was some hitting down on the field. And hey, you got a chance to hear me. 4th and punting down, and this will go out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. That's not very good right now for Avondale, as Ferndale gets the ball at about the 46, almost midfield, really, Jack. And
yeah.
they've got another 6 points awaiting them now.
Rod McQueen there makes the downs it for the Yellow Jackets. As the ball started to roll back, McQueen was going to let it go, maybe even let it go 5-10 yards further down, maybe let it go out of bounds, but it started coming back on him. Some great audio there. Good job by our crews. You could hear the pads. Tell you can see why Ferndale's ranked. These guys really put some wood on people.
1st and 10, and a nice play defensively. Getting up high to block that one was Tom Ferris, the captain. And that's exactly what Avondale needs to do right now, is get fired up defensively, make some big stops right here, because Ferndale cannot continue to get a touchdown on every possession.
No, Griffin likes to look left, fake the other way, goes up, and here's Ferris. He almost picked it off. Good play by Ferris to get that big 250-pound frame up off the ground. He's only 6 feet tall, but he looks 6'5" on that one.
Yeah, he sure played big on that one. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
Griffin likes to look one way and come the other.
There's the handoff. And Reed gets back to the line of scrimmage. Deontay Reed, not much there.
No, there's some good defense here. You're going to see 34, Aaron Luke, come in along with Tom Ferris, and Ferris just wraps him up. Luke helps out, good penetration, and Dante Reed had no room to go. Great defensive stand. This is the longest 3rd down Ferndale's faced all night.
Yeah, this is the best job they've done in stopping him after 3 plays. Yellow Jackets have to come up big here. Watch for Jones. They go to Jones, and there's a pass interference. Well, you couldn't do much on that one. Chris Lowe just kind of hung him around the neck, but you know they're going to go to Elvin Jones on a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10. And that time, Chris Lowe said, well, better than having him score a touchdown,
Yeah,
I
you
guess.
see Griffin's strategy is just to air it up high and let Jones run underneath it, but not that time, as Chris Lowe wrapped up Jones. As Jones started to come back on the ball, as all good receivers will do. But 1st down, Ferndale.
I wonder where that ball was thrown, if Jones even had a chance in catching it, if Lowe would have just let him go.
Yeah, Jones pulled up short, and I think the ball would have went 10 yards over his head.
Yeah.
But Griffin is just going to lob it up high and let the receivers run underneath it.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Avondale, and that time they stack it up as Reed again gets back to the line of scrimmage. Reed has not been as successful running the ball as Gatewood has.
No, not at all. Gatewood has a lot more size, a lot more power, but I'll tell you, Tom Ferris, 71, came to play in the second half. The captain, the big senior, is his homecoming night. He's fired up. 3 big stops for Ferris so far.
2nd and 10 with 8:18 left here in the 3rd quarter. The handoff again, and Reed this time with that extra spin gets a few more yards out of it. It'll be 3rd and long coming up.
Good pursuit by the Yellow Jackets defense as 80 Mark Hatcher and 41 Chris Lowe make great penetration. There they are. You see Hatcher put a leg. There's Ferris. He bounced off Ferris. And then Hatcher dives in there to make the final stop. But Ferndale not having a good time up front like they were. I mean, in the first half, they were just throwing people around. But in the second half, I don't know, I think Yellow Jackets made some good adjustments at halftime.
In there now is Lawan Taylor, number 16. He goes into the slot formation. We have flags flying as Gatewood gets it, and Gatewood bounces outside and finally knocked out of bounds at about the 21-yard line, but flags are flying, and it looks like somebody was in the wrong position. Let's see here.
Quite the collision when the 2 8s finally met down the sideline. Ryan Kavanaugh took a shot. What's the penalty here, Dave?
Talking about it down on the field as we see the referee.
They threw that right away. They threw that as soon as it was snapped.
Looks like somebody was lined up in the neutral zone here. Let's see. Illegal procedure. Let's take a look. Do they have enough guys on the line? That might have been it.
Back. Here you're going to see Gatewood coming off the left side, off tackle, and watch when he finally meets Kavanaugh right in here. What a shot right here. Beautiful. That's football.
And that is called back. 3rd and 11 now. You see the clock winding down.
Look for Jones.
Big 3rd down play here. Griffin to throw downfield, and intended down there either for Jones or number 82, intended for Jewell. John Jewell was in the area as well.
I think 82's Damon Lucas, their other tight end. But what happened was too much penetration up front, and Griffin, on that ankle, he couldn't get out wide enough. He just threw it up high, but he was in between receivers. And a great defensive stand by the Avondale team.
And, Jack, you saw the first penalty that really was called tonight, and it affected Ferndale right away.
And this is the first time they've been punting all night.
The first punt for Ferndale on their first penalty.
To the sideline, Chris!
Here's Reyes to punt. It'll hit at about the 13-yard line. Taking it there is McQueen. McQueen with a wall set up around the line here, and he's got one guy to beat. Gets a block, and finally the pursuit catches up to him at about the 35-yard line. But the wall was there that he needed to cut up, and he did. But one of the guys got through, and that was Gatewood. Let's take a look and hear the action down on the field.
McQueen looking left right here, comes all the way around the right corner.
Let's hear the crunch. Well, you heard McQueen with the grunt at the end as a couple players fell on top of him. But a good return out to about the 36-yard line.
Jonathan Ashmore, 38 of Ferndale, got McQueen's jersey, or he was gone.
The pitch goes out to Saylor. Saylor breaks through the initial tackler and gets close to a first down. And he'll get it.
Wow, Saylor really playing hard. He ran right through the arms of David Gardner, the senior linebacker, number 44 of Ferndale. Here you're going to see Saylor come off, a little bit off the right tackle, take it straight up. Now watch him right here beat Gardner, 44, run right through his arms. They haven't been able to do that all night. Keep those legs driving and get another 5 yards.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Ball at the 46-yard line.
Someone on Avondale needs to double-team Gardner, 44, get him off. If he can't tackle, I think they could break some long runs. He's making every stop for Ferndale.
Split backfield, 2 receivers up top for Zakos. Zakos handing off to Saylor up the middle. Nothing there as the Eagles stack it up.
And Saylor ran into the back of his lineman, Nick Schwab, the other captain, and just nowhere to run as pursuit came in from behind and pulled him down. But if he bounces off that of Schwab's back and cuts it back here, he had a good 5 or 10 yards.
So far, a very fast-paced third quarter, 5:35, and counting down here.
Unfortunately, when you trail by this much, you have to go to the air. But the Yellow Jackets just don't throw much.
Right up the middle.
Gardner.
And a nice run by Wallace. Wallace gains about 3 or 4.
44, Gardner again on the stop. He had help from Randy Royal. I think if Avondale could get by Gardner, it'd be nothing but daylight.
Wallace comes out now.
It's getting a little cold. You need a first down right here to keep the crowd at home, you know? On a cold night,
Yeah.
punting, a lot of people might start bailing out on you.
Yeah. This is a must down, 3rd and 6. Just under 5 minutes. The pitch out to McQueen. Get it. It's a good burst of speed, but they stop him short of the first down.
Some ankle tackling in there for Ferndale. Randy Royal got a hold of McQueen's ankle and pulled him down. It looked like McQueen was really going to bust it. Fake to the first man through, wheel out, he makes the pitch. Here's McQueen with good speed, had good depth. He's got the hole, but right there his ankles get all caught up, and he's brought down about 2 yards short.
Alvin Jones and also Pulaski in there.
Pulaski can move for a big fella, weighing in at 245 pounds.
4th down and punting down now. And the 4th and 2. Wallace to punt. Takes his time, gets a good one off again. Wallace with 2 real good punts inside, and look at this, gets a great roll and out of bounds just shy of the 10-yard line.
Keep it away from Alvin Jones. You see number 4 there waiting. Punt returns are his specialty, but that's the best way to do it. Kick it away from him.
Kick it away and no return, and the ball is just outside the 10-yard line, about the 11. There's your score, 27-6. We're in the 3rd quarter with 3:50 left. And it's been all Ferndale. They have scored on every possession in the first half. This time in the second half, they didn't get a chance to get in there. It's a good, tough defense by Avondale. Let's see if this defense can pay off now with Ferndale deep in their own territory. Maybe they can come up with a big play here.
Good defensive stand the first time.
Look at this. Griffin takes it himself and has to scramble out of bounds. And he does for a loss of about 3 or 4 yards. A loss of 4.
Aaron Luke, Doug Bain, and big number 89, Tim Lynch, were chasing him. But Griffin's on a bad ankle. He really doesn't have this kind of speed to make. This could have been a game-turning play if he gets tackled for his safety. And he just gets away from pursuit there by Aaron Luke, 34, gets out of bounds, and Griffin was running for his life.
Loss of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 13 now.
19-point lead. You don't want to risk a safety where you're going to have to kick it off.
This is where Avondale needs to come up big. They've got Ferndale buried now, and they've been fired up defensively. Let's see if they can do it.
Got to be thinking turnover.
Griffin takes it himself and gets back across the original line of scrimmage, and maybe a couple more beyond that. A gain of about 5, and that gets him now to a 3rd and about 8 coming up.
Coach Plekas on the Ferndale sideline was thinking the same thing. Avoid turnovers. Let's just do the quarterback sneak, keep it in the middle of the field, see what we can do, and try to get out of the red zone territory.
There you see head coach Plekas on the sideline. He kind of stays back. He's a low-key kind of coach. He's been around for 32 years, so he knows the game. Hand off to Reed. Deontay Reed outside, and look at him go. Makes a cut behind the big guy, Hatcher, but then finally brought down. I thought he was going to continue and just take off, but he slowed down. He saw the big guy, Hatcher, come right at him. Let's take a look, Jack.
You see Reed go off the left side here. Pulling guard gets out. Bucksager, 71, making some big blocks. Gives him room to run, and Reed takes off with it. Right here, he doesn't want Hatcher to get a lick on him. Slows up, and then gets run out of bounds by Ken Craig, number 24. Huge first down for Ferndale. They're out of trouble. The clock's moving. Look for them to keep it on the ground, and I think they'd like a big drive right here and try to put it on ice.
One of the better runs for Reed tonight. They give it to Reed again as he goes up the middle behind his big blocker, and he gets outside. Gain of almost 5 yards on that one.
Yep, you're right. The big blockers, 71, Ryan Bucksager, and 75, Michael Baltus. The 2 big tackles lined it up, and Reed found the hole that they created. Here you're going to see right there Baltus pulling out, and Reed gets behind him and got a pretty good gain out of it. I don't like the way that Reed tries to string everything out wide instead of running straight ahead. If he goes straight ahead, he's got another 5 on every carry. That's the difference, I think, between Gatewood and Reed. Reed's awful deep behind the quarterback right now, too.
2nd down and long 5, and here you stack up Reed at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down again, so at least the Yellow Jackets are now forcing the Eagles into a 3rd down situation on this drive. And they've done it a few times.
Good defense from 71, Tom Ferris. Boy, the second half he really came out. And 69, Chad Metzger has also played well in there on the front. And when Ferndale runs to their left side, they've got holes, but not over on the right side. The left side of Avondale's defense is stepping up big with Tom Ferris.
3 receivers split down to the bottom of the screen on a 3rd and 5. Watch for Elvin Jones. And a big stack up in the backfield, and Reed is hit for a loss. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Aaron Luke got in there and almost took the handoff away from Griffin.
Well, both Griffin and Reed hit each other here, and it's up for grabs.
And there's Luke coming in. He's looking for the ball. He's trying to get rid of Griffin. Oh, he almost stripped it out. Here comes Ferris. Also had help from Romaine Pryor. A big loss for Ferndale. They're going to have to punt again.
And a little bit of organizational problem there for the Eagles in getting their punt team out there.
Bad punt.
And another shank punt here. This one doesn't even reach the 50-yard line.
Come on, O. Good job.
So this one gets just short of the 50-yard line, so good field position now for the Yellow Jackets as they get it at the 49-yard line of Ferndale. So great field position and a chance to do something, but there's only 1:14 left here in the 3rd quarter.
It's somewhere along the line they're going to have to go to the air and get into
time is running out.
Some kind of reverses or some wild plays for big gains because they don't have enough time.
Well, Zakos is the running quarterback, and you may see Kavanaugh come in there in the 4th quarter. They still have Zakos in there. And here come the Yellow Jackets. 1st and 10 from the 49.
Here it is.
Zakos on the counter, the reverse, and the Eagles have a little bit of trouble reading it. 2 guys back there to make the play, and they don't get it.
The referee right there called that face mask.
No call, but they get the first down. Ball down to about the 36-yard line, 37-yard line. Let's take a look.
Here's Welch coming around, gets the pitch from Zakos, and he's gone right here. He made a nice move behind the blocker. Good for the blockers not to make a hold. Another good move, but right here, he's going to get face mask big time. And there it is. No, he got a shoulder.
The ref saw it. He was there.
Ref made a good call. Good job, Mr. Referee.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, and they're on the move.
Good job by our crew from up here.
Saylor breaks through. Gain of about 7 or 8 yards. Let's see where they mark this one. 2nd and short yardage coming up.
On both these plays, these big gains, 44, David Gardner's been taken out of the action. You'll see the speed of Saylor, gets behind a wall of blockers, takes on some heavy hitters, and when you've got David Sanford, number 10, making tackles, he's the safety valve to the Eagles' defense, the lone man back, so you know you've got a good gain. You got to get by 44, David Gardner.
And that was the last play of the 3rd quarter, and the Yellow Jackets are on the move. Ferndale Eagles lead it 27-6. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right after this.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my market share coupon book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Avondale High School where the Yellow Jackets on homecoming night are hosting the Ferndale Eagles, and they have been gracious hosts so far, 27-6. The lead for the Ferndale Eagles, but the Yellow Jackets are on a drive right now, and they're moving the ball well on the ground. Jack said time's running out, they may have to go to the air, but right now they're doing well on the ground, but the clock is not in their favor as we head now with 1 quarter left. The Yellow Jackets have a lot of ground to make up. Wallace hit at the line of scrimmage and doesn't get the first down. It'll be 3rd and short yardage now. So by not getting it there now, they put themselves in a tough position as they lose maybe a yard. Let's take a look.
Too much pursuit right here from the Ferndale defense. You're going to see 34, Marcel Perry, come in and just totally break up the play. Wallace got the handoff, and Perry was already wrapping him up. but this really is a huge third down. They're inside the 30, great field position. Make the most of it now. I think this is a two-play situation, though. You don't want to punt right here.
Third down and about 4. A short 4, long 3, whatever you want to call it. It's a passing down. They go to the tight end, and they got him. Complete out there to Lamarb. Lamarb with a tight end number, but he was split out as a receiver. And a nice job in getting that one. Let's take a look.
Zachos drops back, makes a nice pass into traffic. Good tight spiral. There's Lamarb coming over on a little bend in, and he makes the catch in traffic, holds onto the ball. First down Avondale, and we're driving.
So Zachos goes to the air and proves that he can do it through the air too. So we're on our way now for the Yellow Jackets, I should say, are on their way. And look at this, Saylor on the first down carry gets close to the 10-yard line.
Had a huge hole there. Again, 10. David Sanford has to make the stop for Ferndale. Saylor just kind of flew through everybody.
Hit the hole quickly, and that allowed him to get a good 6-yard gain, maybe 5-yard gain now as they're marking it.
Shot of the Yellow Jacket sideline. They know they need it here. They might not get back in this kind of field position. They've got to score and get the crowd into it.
There you see the clock. At the 10-minute mark, Saylor right through again, and he hits that hole so quickly that he picks up the first down. It's first and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Just missed a touchdown there. Sanford tripped him up at the ankles. Watch Saylor come off. The right tackle's got a huge hole all the way down to the goal line, and he's fighting, but he just can't get there. And what are they? They're inside the 1.
.9:25 and the clock counting down.
I don't know what to do. Watch the game or play the 50-50 raffle. I only bought half the roll.
Here we're about to score here. The Yellow Jackets at the 1-yard line. And the touchdown. Getting it in there was Saylor, and he deserved it after being a workhorse that drive. So the captain gets in for the first real touchdown that they've had offensively. Their only touchdown before that was on a kickoff return, as you'll remember, back in the first quarter.
Here you see Saylor just pop it up off the right tackle, first man through, makes a move and beats Buchseiger 71 into the end zone. Touchdown Avondale. They've got to go for 2 here. Great to see Saylor punching in. He's taking a punishment tonight.
Now they're going for 2 in the backfield. The big guy 80 is in there. Look at this, rolling out. Zachos trying to angle for that corner and just couldn't do it. And there to meet him was number 10, Sanford, David Sanford for the Eagles. So number 10 meets number 10 and stops him from getting the 2 points.
Boy, Sanford made a statement on that one. The wheel out right here. Zachos looking, gets a bye right here on the left corner, but look at Sanford come close the gap. Beautiful open field tackle. Check out now. Listen to this audio. There's a shot.
And the score now at 27-12.
A huge stop, though.
Yeah, a big stop there on the 2-point conversion, because that would have made it 27-14, and then the numbers would have worked out better for Avondale if they scored again.
Great job by the crew, though, Dave. Really, I mean, right in your living room. Did you hear that audio?
Yeah.
You know, you watch these high school games, you think, they're so much smaller than the pro. Look at this, onside.
They get an onside kick, and let's see if it worked. Nope. Referee signal Ferndale. So Ferndale gets it in real good field position right now. But the defense of Avondale and the Yellow Jackets has come up pretty big for them. Let's see if they can stop them here. Ball at the 46. And Ferndale just dominating in this game.
The Avondale defense has played tough in the second half.
The second half, yeah.
And if 71, Tom Ferris, the captain, can keep it going, he's made about 5 big stops.
Let's see if the Eagles can pick up the pace of the first half that they had. The slant in pattern to Jones. Jones has it for the first down and more. Jones with a 15-yard gain gets it across the 40 to about the 39-yard line.
Takes your breath away, doesn't he? He makes that catch. He does a little hesitation move. He was looking to break it in traffic. Jones goes up, gets it, and right here he's going to make a little hesitation, but the Avondale defenders bring him down. If he gets by you there, it's touchdown Ferndale.
Yeah, and if he hits him on stride, which on that time he had to jump up, if he hits him on stride, Jones can then make some moves and gain even more yards. That time did a great job in getting the 15.
Alvin Jones, unbelievable.
Here, again, Deontay on the carry. Deontay Reed kind of tricked us in the first half there by switching numbers on us, but now we've got him. Let's take a look.
Pulling blocks for Reed that led that play again was Greg Pulaski, 70, and Ryan Buchziger, number 71. They pull out from the left side over to the right side, eliminate about 3 Yellow Jacket defenders. Reed has a huge hole and picks up some a lot of yardage there.
Second down and 2 coming up here. And again, they go to Reed. Reed trying to bounce it outside, starting to run out of room. Picks up the first down and more across the 25-yard line. Well, that was just pure speed, Jack, because he couldn't see anything down the line and took it outside and tried to beat everybody there and did.
Yeah, Reed coming down the line, looking for a hole, looking. He's got a lot of blockers, doesn't find anything, takes it out wide, gets around the corner, but he's going to take a shot. 24, Ken Craig, comes up right here and put a lick on him, and good speed from Romaine Pryor, number 5, to get him from behind. Reed paid for that game.
First and 10 inside the 25 at about the 23-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will have it.
Oh, I have to send out a special hello to a Rochester Adams lineman, Herb Mann. He's the captain of the team. I'm driving through Hunters Creek subdivision. I'm serious. The guy has the street blocked off. Him and the Adams team, the Highlanders, are all pumping iron in the middle of the street. It was beautiful. I loved it. I'm like, God, I love you.
On the way here?
Herb Mann, yeah. I cut through the subdivision, and he's pumping iron.
Oh, these guys are fired up. Next week, Clawson, the Trojans, battle the Dondero Oaks, and again, this should be an interesting matchup Saturday, Monday at 8 p.m. because these two teams, the cities border each other. We haven't had a chance to do this, and
Clawson having a fine year too.
Yeah, they're about the same caliber and enrollment-wise, so it should be a great game there.
Well,
there you see.
I think Coach Clawson is making the adjustment into the OAA too.
Yeah.
It's a big time. It's a big step up. The OAA is such. Every team is huge compared to the MOAC.
Now the Eagles with a first down at about the 23-yard line. Gatewood has it. Gatewood busts inside the 20 and gets into about the 19 or 18-yard line.
It's just like Coach Messina was telling us before the game, Dave. I mean, you never have a night off in the OAA. Here they crack it through, and you see Gatewood back in the game, well-rested, big guy, just getting some good, tough yards. Gatewood is one heck of a ball carrier. I like him in there more. I think in the big games you'd see Gatewood most of the time. Deontay Reed maybe to give him a breather here and there.
2nd and 7 now for the Eagles. There's Gatewood, bounces out like he has done all night, and gets close to the first down. If not, picks up the first down. Yes, he does.
I think
close to the 10-yard line.
His size really helps him because he's taller. I think he can see the holes better. As he comes through, he spots the opening and goes for it. Here, he was going to take it straight up the middle, off tackle, and then right here he jumps outside because he saw a lot of yardage, big-time daylight out here, and he knows what to do with it in the open field.
That's how his 2 touchdowns have been scored, bouncing outside like that, and even the extra point play that he had 2 points on did the exact same thing. So
I think you have 5 or 6 skill position players on the field tonight that are going into Division I football.
Ball just outside the 10-yard line. Let's take a look as they drive it inside the 5 now, and the Eagles just continue this great big machine working, and that time it was Gatewood again.
Yeah, you know, the one thing that comes into play, you're going to see Gatewood here. Little pull there from Buchziger. And Pulaski gets behind Pulaski, 70 there. Pulaski still trying to make some blocks. Some good, tough yardage again. For as big as the Ferndale front 5 are, they're really quick and agile, aren't they?
Sure are. 2nd and 3 now. They can pick up a first down just shy of the goal line, but they may end up in there anyway. Gatewood trying to get there, and a great job by the whole defense in just pushing him back and stopping his forward motion just shy of the first down. The 3rd and 1 coming up.
Now, the thing about it, Dave, is in the state rankings, Ferndale's in Class A Region 4. They trail Grosse Pointe North, Brother Rice. They're number 3 right now. But what plays into your percentage are points for and points against. So Coach Plikas was saying in a lot of games, we've really been in a blowout situation. I feel bad I have to go for one more score because that's what the system dictates. He says, I don't want to run it up on people. I know we're talented.
Yeah, unfortunately, that happens now. 3rd and 1, and this is a dive by the quarterback that gets him in. So Griffin gets in on the 2-yard plunge. And the Eagles with another convincing drive here and showing us why they are undefeated. 33-12, Jack.
It's going to come down to Ferndale Hazel Park. At the end, you see Griffin just pound it in on a quarterback sneak, hold on to it, no fumbles, touchdown Ferndale. And Griffin will come right here and he'll attempt the extra point. He also kicks the extra points.
And that is whistled off as a flag is thrown.
Griffin didn't practice all week. He hurt his ankle against Groves. Groves kind of beat him up and gave Ferndale a real run for the money last week in a 21-14 Ferndale win. But that game was a tight, hard-hitting contest, and Griffin got banged around pretty good.
He'll try it again, this time from about the 15-yard line. The kick is off to the left, wide to the left, and that is no good, so it stays 33-12 with 4:58 left in the game.
Yeah, I have to make a correction on that, Dave. The Ferndale Hazel Park game will be at the Silverdome the last week of the season. If it plays out in Hazel Park, who defeated Avondale last week in a close one, Hazel Park's to stay undefeated. That could be quite a war. I mean, both those towns border each other, but Coach Plikas, you see him there, he's had over 30 years high school experience, and just like he told us tonight, Dave, this has to be one of the most talented teams in Ferndale history. The skill positions, every one of their skill positions is a bona fide Division I recruit with just big-time speed. Every one of them's on the track team. Alvin Jones won 3 state championships, and I mean, he won the state in 3 different events in track and field, mainly running events, and the high jump.
Talk about the skilled players, and right now I think Jonathan Reyes just wants to get that teed up. That's all that he wants, and he does.
How was he in the slam dunk contest, Dave?
Awesome. He is just an incredible athlete, Alvin Jones. Kick taken by McQueen. McQueen up the middle again, and look at this. Still not down, and finally they whistle his forward progress down just shy of the 45. So the Yellow Jackets have been very successful with returning that kickoff right up the middle.
I think they found Ferndale's weak spot, and that's kick coverage. McQueen here trying to find a hole, gets behind some blockers, and here again, if he beats this one guy right here on his leg, if he can get away from him, he might have had 6.
And of course, that's how the Yellow Jackets scored their first touchdown. It was a low, short kick that went to the up man, Wallace, and Wallace took it for a total of 78 yards.
Saw Mark Hatcher talking with Rod McQueen, both of those players doing a fine job. We've got a timeout here for Avondale.
Zakos, not sure of something down there, calls a timeout.
I think they might
talk it over.
They might switch quarterbacks, maybe.
Well, let's see. Now they got a couple of receivers coming in, and Tony Messina looking and wants to get some changes in right now as they call timeout with 4:48 left in this contest, and it has been all Ferndale, 33-12. In the first half, they scored on every possession, and then finally the Yellow Jackets stopped them here in this second half and have had some success in causing problems for the Ferndale offense, but not enough. Don't forget Oakland Press Perspective with Oakland Press editor Neil Monroe is on Friday nights right here at 8:30 on TCI 63. So tune in for that. And
you know, Dave, I'm excited, though. I'm moving into the TCI viewing area.
That's
Just
right.
bought a home right over on Elmhurst. But I'll tell you, I'm moving out of Comcast viewing area.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
so excited to actually see some quality programs. Let me tell you, I don't want to.
Well, I'm not going to add anything to that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're excited. Let me put it that way.
I think you know what I'm saying.
First and 10.
No more
for the
Mayor
Yellow Jackets.
Steenberg meetings.
And they stack that one up at the line of scrimmage. The second, and looks like a little less than 10. Second and 9 coming up. Clock still running at 4:25, and the Yellow Jackets on homecoming night not looking very happy right now. This tough Ferndale, undefeated Ferndale team has come in here and has proved why their record is 5-0. Stringing it down the line, and again the Eagles come up big. That time it'll be third now, and a loss of that half yard, so it'll be third and about 10 coming up.
Yeah, you know, coming into the game, I've never seen such a huge crowd. It almost had the college feel to it. It was about 6 o'clock, and there had to be, 400 or 500 people out in the parking lot, all tailgating. Huge crowd.
Yeah, you're at the Wayne State games. This could rival one of the other crowds, couldn't it?
Yeah, this almost
pretty close.
This gives it to Ferris State right here.
Pretty big stands here, so it kind of adds to the excitement. But the Avondale Yellow Jackets just ran into a very, very tough team here tonight, and they called timeout again.
No, there was a real buzz in the air, and Coach Plekas of Ferndale was a little bit worried. He's thinking, hey, I don't want my team to look past these guys now.
I thought you were going to say something. There was a buzz in the air because these are the Yellow Jackets. I thought you were going to complete that.
Hey, tie it up. Put the spin on it for me there.
Timeout called again with 3:22 left on the clock, and a third down coming up, 3rd and 9. They still mark it across that original line of scrimmage. There you see Coach Plekas talking to Sandvit.
Hey, even when the score's on a hand, your job's not done as a coach. Coach Plekas is saying you want to get leverage, get down at about the waist level. Don't take the man on up high, and he's looking for the next game.
And now Tony Messina coming back to his sideline.
You guys got to back up so we make sure we've got everybody here.
He's making a lot of changes, so he's telling his team wants him back off the sideline so that he can get the right people in there.
Coach
I
Messina,
think that's what they've had
in his
problems
27th year,
with.
coached at Benedictine and Our Lady of the Good Counsel before. I mean, does a fine job. He's got 4 or 5 Division II players out of this program.
On the 3rd and 9, they try to go deep, actually try to get the 10 yards right there. It was intended for Chip Tischer, and nothing there. So they'll go to 4th down and 9, and a punting situation now for the Yellow Jackets. Now, do you want to run a fake here with 3:18 left, or do you just punt it away? You've got a fast runner in Wallace.
Too big of a crowd. I'd go for a fake.
And really wouldn't matter. I mean, you've got Ferndale probably going to get the ball. He's been punting it well. But at this point with 33-12, the score 3:18. Flags fly, so maybe they can pick up something here. But the Yellow Jackets do punt it away. And it's Jones getting it at about the 24-yard line. So a penalty on the play, and the refs will talk this one over.
Whenever I see the Avondale uniform now, I always remember Anthony Pryor. Remember Pryor?
Anthony Pryor?
Out and out speed. He's at Ferris State now. Ferris came down and played Wayne State a week or two ago, but Pryor did not make it on the field. Ferris State has a Division II All-American Pulliams, who Pryor's backing up. They could use Anthony Pryor here tonight.
See some of the homecoming crowd here.
Very dull moment at these high school games, though.
And no, there isn't, and that penalty was declined by the Ferndale Eagles. So it was a penalty on Avondale. And now it's a matter of Ferndale just eating up the clock here with 3:12 left. See what the Yellow Jackets can do.
I can't believe Jones is still in the game.
Yeah, and Griffin handing off that time to Reed. So Griffin's still in there. Reed's still in there. They just want to put this one away. Griffin comes to the sideline now. And we are up here in the press box. Still a little chilly up here. We got the door open, but you can tell that we got winter on its way, Jack.
It's right around the corner. You can feel it. There's a nip in the air.
Yeah.
But it's football weather.
And here's where we are up here in the press box. And you can see the stands starting to empty out here on homecoming for the Yellow Jackets. Handoff again to Reed. Reed spins and comes up shy of the first down, but it'll be third and about a yard coming up.
The off-tackle play here. Avondale defense still fighting hard. Good play in there from Mark Hatcher-80 and Kurt Rushlow. Both
Just under 2
senior
minutes.
leaders on this team. They both, I thought, really in the first half, Hatcher did a fine job, and in the second half, they've been double teaming him.
That time, picking up the first down is Reed. And just eating up the clock right here. That's what the Eagles are doing as we wind up at 1:30 coming up now in the ball game. Fans still sticking around though. Some even got their own cameras there, and there you see our camera crew battling the little nip in the air, little frost last night, and getting some cold temperatures in. In fact, some of the temperatures reached the upper 20s out in this area, out in the outlying areas.
Got a Uper feel to it.
Yeah. First and 10. Eagles. Reed on the carry. Bounces outside. Look at this. And the scoring's not done, folks. Reed stays in. Touchdown.
Reed on the carry. Good for
He got away from DeJohn Benyon there, 25, and 6 points Ferndale. Reed showing good speed. That, I mean,
And a flag. There's a flag back here at the 45-yard line. Let's see what happens.
I think Avondale, the defense, just getting a little tired. They've been on the field most of the night.
And they're talking to Ferndale. Let's see. Are they talking to Ferndale? Or is it just the Ferndale players just happen to be around them? That's the thing.
So Reed punch it in, great speed.
Yeah, they're going to wave it off. It is a touchdown.
That was Reed's best run of the night.
60 yards.
Oh, yeah, it is a touchdown.
60 yards for Reed.
That the holes have been open for him around that right side most of the night, but he seems to hesitate when he gets out in the open field. But that time he just put his head down and made it a foot race. 25, John Benyon came over and got a piece of him, but couldn't haul him in.
So Deontay Reed, just when we thought that Ferndale was just going to run out the clock, Reed said, wait a second, I still have some energy left in me, and he took it down the sideline for a big 60-yard run. The extra point attempt here by Griffin. And again, they have another whistle. This has happened 3 times tonight on an extra point attempt.
Minus a key injury, I don't see Ferndale getting beat in the regular season. I think it's going to come down to a showdown against Hazel Park at the Silverdome. Both teams should make the state playoffs.
And then when you get there in the state playoffs, it's a matter of discipline. And which teams are better disciplined, those are the teams that are going to win. No penalties and things like that.
But,
and Ferndale has done a pretty good job of staying away from penalties in this game.
They're going to need to work on their special teams a little bit.
Yeah. The extra point is good here.
Their kick coverage is a little weak.
So So add another 7, and it's 40-12, and Ferndale
Hey, when kick
is looking
coverage is
very
your only
impressive.
problem, Dave.
When people pick up the paper tomorrow, 40-12 is going to look very impressive. No matter who you're playing.
Well, Dante, we know you have 9,000 yards this season, about 25 touchdowns, but we want you to work on that kick coverage.
That's
Just
right.
Something
That's right.
Hey, Clarkston's up in there. A lot of teams in the Oakland County right in there. Clarkston, Troy Athens.
Troy Athens having a good year,
Rice.
and that's our final game of the season. Troy Athens. And you see Jim Blake is talking to the guys holding the markers down there. So not much he can get favors for now with only 54 seconds left.
He wasn't reaching for the wallet there, was he?
Jack trying to add a little humor here, folks. Don't take that seriously as Wallace returns it to the 35.
Farmington Harrison back up in there. Walled Lake Western.
But we have a few of those in the TCI viewing area. Clarkston, Troy Athens, all doing very well. And those are teams coming up. Hopefully we can get that Troy-Clarkston game for you. Trying to talk to our producer on getting that one. Too bad you can't make that one.
That would be a war. I'd love to see that.
And then we've
When
got
does Troy
Troy Athens.
Yeah,
That'll
when
be the
is that
last
game?
game. The Troy Athens game will be November 1st.
I think there'll be a lot riding on the line there. A lot of playoff ramifications in that game.
So some big
Just
football
an
coming up.
all-out city rivalry. You know, who
Yeah.
cares who gets the state? Let's take care of the guys across town first.
And a lot of those guys know each other when they play each other. It's similar to next week's game, the Clawson-Royal Oak game, where a lot of those guys will know each other too. So that'll be interesting next week. 47 seconds left in this one. Just a matter of running the clock out here. And Zakos takes it down the line and hands off to, I believe it was Saylor again. Let's see who's coming out of the bottom of the pile there. Nope. In there was Pryor, Romaine Pryor, and Jack had mentioned Pryor, the other big running back. Anthony Pryor. And as the clock winds down, 15 seconds and still ticking. I don't know if they're even going to take a snap here. Looks like they're going to. Some of the players not getting a chance to play want to get this snap off. If they do. And they do, just at 1 second. And on the carry, so getting an official carry was Steve Bell, and that'll do it. That's the last play of the game, and the Ferndale Eagles, very impressive, dominating in this contest tonight, folks, over the Avondale Yellow Jackets, and have kind of ruined the homecoming here for the fans at Avondale. Tony Messina looking on, knew he had his work cut out for him against Jim Flakis' team. And the Ferndale Eagles go on to 6-0 now, and a very, very commanding record so far.
Oh, yeah, when you got the talent Ferndale does, Coach Plekas knows it, too. Barring an injury, when you look at down the roster, look at Alvin Jones, seems unstoppable, and the big halfback, Nick Gatewood, I thought, ran really well tonight. And Deontay Reed did a fine job, and really, Coach Plekas, both coaches, Coach Messina, just class acts both way around, and Coach Messina said it. We're still adapting to the OAA. We got to face teams like Ferndale. We never saw teams like this in the MOAC.
Yeah, the speed and the quickness and the overall ability of the players really shows. The Ferndale Eagles 40, the Avondale Yellow Jackets 12. We'll be right back to wrap things up here at Avondale right after this.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros, the Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
The TCI Game of the Week, the final score, the Ferndale Eagles 40 and the Avondale Yellow Jackets 12 here on homecoming night for the Yellow Jackets. And the Eagles disrupted a very, what could have been a joyous evening for them. 13 points in the first quarter, 6 for Avondale, so it was pretty close after the first quarter. But then Ferndale broke away in the second by scoring 2 touchdowns, and that's when it was 27-6, and you could pretty much tell what this game was going to be like. Third quarter went by pretty quick. Both teams pretty much stuck to the ground, and the Yellow Jackets came up big defensively, started to stop Ferndale, and thought, well, if we could do that, maybe they can get some points on the board and come back. But it didn't happen as Ferndale came back with 2 scores again, and Avondale did get one with the touchdown by Saylor, but 40-12 was the final.
Yeah, Alvin Jones and Nick Gatewood, the Ferndale Eagles, just a little too much talent, a little too much tonight.
Yeah. Next week, it'll be a pretty good rivalry. The Clawson Trojans and the Dondero Oaks. Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. And, Jack, we mentioned these two teams. The players probably know each other. They border each other, those towns. And it should be a pretty good contest between those two.
Did a lot of backyard scrimmages all the way growing up. There's be some major rivalries going down.
Should be a good one there. Don't forget that one next week. The final score again from Avondale High School, the Ferndale Eagles 40 and the Avondale Yellow Jackets 12. For our entire TCI crew, for Jack Roberts, I'm Dave Zorin. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week from Dondero.